Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. How is everyone doing today? I want to make sure that I share this video over into my private Facebook community, Millennial Business Babes Unfiltered, because they requested this topic today. So I want to make sure that you babes see it. Good morning, Kendra. Good morning. Good morning. If you are watching the replay, feel free to skip right over maybe a minute and a half or so. We'll get started in just a second here. I've got so much to share with you today. But for now, I want to make sure to get this video shared. Good morning, Shannon. Good morning. Good morning. I've got my coffee. Been watching some Housewives this morning as I've been catching up on some work. And I am about to, today's going to be such a good day. I'm about to, I have friends coming into town again tonight from Minnesota. My dear friends Jackie and James. I'm so excited. They're coming to stay with me while Joe is gone for a few days. We're going to go to Austin. We're going to go to Magnolia. We're going to do all the fun touristy things, have lots of drinks and brunch and all the good foods. Good morning, Melanie and Dina or Deanna. Let me know if I'm saying that right. Taylor and Celia. Good morning, Myra. Good morning. Good morning. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see all of you today. So how is everyone feeling today? How was your Friday? I just looked at the clock. It was 1:11 on the minute. 1:11. The angels are here supporting this topic of keeping the fire alive in your relationship, even when you're long distance and your man is way too far away for like physical touch to be a thing. So we're going to talk about some other ways today. Good morning, Mary. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Olivia. Good morning. So good to see you. Yay. So many incredible babes here. So many incredible women who I absolutely adore. You guys are my jam. So I want to talk about this today. I hope you guys are having a good Friday morning so far. If you do have questions as we go, if you're watching the replay or if you're watching live, feel free to share in the comments because I want to cater this to you. Yes, I have some notes here. Yes, I'm going to share from my own experience, but I truly love treating live video as not only a way to connect with you, but also a way to coach you if you're going through something, you're struggling with something related to this topic. I want to be able to help you move forward. Hi, Kelly. Good morning. Hi, Amy. Welcome. I had someone ask me yesterday on a group coaching call. She asked me, she's like, Olivia, how are your live videos? She's like, they're so good. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, you have like the perfect questions to ask people. And I said, honestly, because I treat my live videos like a coaching call where if someone has a question, I'm going to coach you through it. That's what I do. That's what I love. It's a great way for me to connect with you, for you to get a little bit of a feel here, and for me to be able to take this deeper than just like, here's my 5 bullet points in this perfect, pristine little box. Like, I'm not about that life. Very real, raw, unfiltered. Whatever comes up, like, throw it at me. I'm ready for it. Good morning, Jennifer and Delaney and Christina. Oh my gosh, so many incredible women here. Good morning, good morning. So I've got my coffee. Let me take a sip. And we're going to dive right in. I've actually done this live video, which I don't have notes for it anymore, so I had to like start from scratch, so it's probably good. It's updated. But when Joe first left for his 3rd deployment back in May, people were asking me, like, how do you keep the fire alive when you guys are so far apart? And I did a video on it, but Facebook deleted it. Facebook has been notorious for deleting my videos lately. They're very much so cracking down on running a business on your personal page, even though the videos they're deleting aren't the ones where I'm promoting anything, so it's really strange. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if it's a glitch or what's happening, but I am having my assistant from now on, she takes all of my live videos and she's putting them into a YouTube channel. So coming soon, I would say by October 1, hopefully, cross your fingers, we should have a full jam-packed YouTube channel so you can go back and watch any videos that you may have missed. Good morning, Kara. Good morning. So good to see you. Yay. Okay, so give me some love if you are excited for this topic today. Keeping the fire alive in your relationship, even in a long distance. There are so many women in my free Facebook group who were talking about that they're all long distance. And I was like, holy shit, then we need to talk about this because I also obviously live much of my marriage in a long distance relationship. In the 11 years Joe and I have been together, married for 7 in January. We have been apart. It feels like more than we're together. So this is definitely going to be more so catered to that long distance, but this can also be tips that you can apply if your man lives in the same house as you and maybe you just don't see each other a lot, or maybe things are feeling kind of meh or kind of stagnant, which I want to talk about too in another live video, because I talked about this in my Becoming Sovereign course last night, and the women like went crazy for it because I just see so many women settling for mediocre and average relationships and sex lives, and it's like you're just going about it as roommates and you're waiting for things to just get better. You're waiting for your man to figure it out. You're hoping one day that he'll change things, but nothing changes if nothing changes. You have to take responsibility and do something differently. So if things are starting to fizzle out and you're frustrated that you're not in the honeymoon stage anymore, like, get the fuck over it. The honeymoon stage doesn't last forever. It's literally science in your brain. You're not like, it's how we're wired, right? You've got this kind of like crazy oxytocin rush when you're first together, and that goes away scientifically. Now you can create oxytocin, you can go back to the fire, you can reignite passion, but it's a choice and it has to be a priority. It has to be a priority. So many women were telling me yesterday, well, I just don't have time for sex. And I'm like, you need to make time for it. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. If you don't have even 15 minutes a day, so however much time that is a week, you don't have a life, and something has to change, because it's not okay. And for those of us in long distance relationships, if you don't have 15 minutes a day to be passionate and start a fiery conversation with your spouse, or to practice self-pleasure, or whatever this looks like for you, if you don't have that time, you need to make time. Something has to give, something has to shift, because this is not sustainable. I truly, truly, truly believe that our sex lives and how we show up in our relationship directly affects how we show up in business. If your relationship is falling apart and it's crumbling over here, you're not having sex with your spouse, things are going crazy over here, and you're just trying to hide it and ignore it and hope that one day it changes, it won't. And it is so damn hard to show up strong in business, and honestly, to like show up strong over here and to be authentic and to be real and to connect on a deeper level with people and to receive money and receive clients. If you're not receiving pleasure and you're disconnected with your partner over here, it is so hard. It's not possible. I believe how we show up one place is how we show up any place. And so for me, I believe for my clients, like, you have to make sure your relationship, and if you're single, cool, make it your relationship with yourself, but it has to be the number one priority before your business, or your business will not be sustainable. What the hell happens if we are so focused on our business and we're in this masculine hustle and this boss and go, 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 go phase that we get to the top? Sure, we make a shit ton of money, we've got all these clients, and then we get there and we're like, why am I still unfulfilled? It's because you're wired for connection. You're wired to be loved and to love. You are here on this planet to be immersed in love, and not just with a partner, with friends and with people and with humans. Relationships are our greatest spiritual assignment. We are literally wired as women for connection. And if you don't have connection, but you've got all this money, something is still going to feel like it's missing. So what the hell is the point, right? So I am not saying you have to be in a relationship in order to be successful. I'm not saying it has to be like that. Make it your relationship with yourself, but it all is intertwined, you guys. It is all connected. How we receive pleasure is how we receive money. It's all intertwined, which I could go on 100 different tangents there. Oh my God, we're 8 minutes in. That is all different live videos for another time. That is the foundation of the work that I do. But tonight specifically, or today, it's morning. Dear sweet baby Jesus, I need another sip of coffee. Please hold. We need to talk about the fire in your relationship, especially long distance. All right, let's see what everyone's saying over here. Dude, I love you. Oh my God, I love you so much. Rebel against the status quo, Shannon. Hell freaking yes. Olivia, I love this so much. Get the fuck over it. I love you too. Oh my God, so good. Marvin Gaye had it right. Let's get it on. He for sure did. Kara, my husband and I just talked about sex, having sex multiple times a day starting today. Yes, girl, get it. That makes me so happy. Good morning, Samantha. Good morning, Bridget. Good morning, good morning. Celia, I'm definitely guilty of getting stuck in the masculine. Yes. Yes, I've been working on getting better at receiving money and pleasure. I love that. This is something we talk so much about inside of Becoming Sovereign, really in all of the work that I do. So I'm sure it will come up in live videos as well. But we have to go into our goddess mode. We have to go into our feminine mode as well. We can't be so like the go, 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 and the hustle definitely leads to burnout. And that is not where the pleasure, that is not where the magic happens. The magic happens in the love and in the pleasure and in the presence and the awareness and the connections in the moment. And that all comes from our goddess, from our feminine mode, right? Hi, babe. Babe, my babe is on. Hello, hello. Hi, Crimson. Good morning, good morning. Okay, so here we go. So number one to keeping the fire alive in your relationship, even when you're long distance and your man is halfway around the world, or maybe your man just lives in a different state. Maybe one of you is in college. Maybe one of you is far away. Maybe one of you works in the oil field. I have no idea. You can tell me your situation in the comments if you would like to, and we can kind of cater it specifically to you. But for me, my man a lot of the time is halfway around the goddamn world. It sucks a lot. It's part of the game that I play, right? It's part of what I signed up for. But with that being said, he and I are so focused, number one, on doing our own thing, right? We do our own thing and we support each other in that. So while he is gone, I am not just sitting here twiddling my thumbs, waiting for him to come home, just like praying to God that he comes home soon and like drowning myself in ice cream and wine and Real Housewives, although that happens every now and again. I'm a human. But at the end of the day, I have to have my own thing. I have my own business, I have my own friends, I have my own thing that I've got going on that I can focus on, that I can put my all into when he is gone. I always work on my health and fitness when he is gone. I'm always focused on how can I become a better me even when he's gone, even when we're not together, right? And so for me, I am so focused on my own thing that of course I miss the shit out of him. I'm obsessed with him. I want to be with him 24/7 if I could. Trust me, I'm like the most clingy wife that you can imagine, but that's just not how our life is set up. And I was actually talking about this yesterday in my Becoming Sovereign program because one of the women had talked about how, sometimes we can stifle our man and we want him to just be home with us. And we want, I see so often all these entrepreneurs are saying, I just want to retire my husband. And I would ask you, I mean, first of all, that's incredible, but does your man even want to come home? Because mine didn't. And for so long, I was just so completely focused on if I can just bring Joe home, if I can just bring Joe home. And the truth is he didn't want to come home. He loves me, yes. He wants to be with me, yes. But he needs his own purpose just as much as I do, right? And that just didn't feel good for him. And so the year that he did come home from the military and the year that we did spend most of our time together, we were miserable. Not because we didn't love being together, but because he was empty. He was missing his fulfillment as a man. And it was hard for him to show up for me fully when I'm over here living my purpose and loving my life and I'm like, this is the best. This is exactly what I wanted. And he's like, but what about me? Like, where's my purpose? What part am I playing? And so it's so difficult because I get it. Like, you want him to be home, but like, does he even want to be home? For us, it didn't look like that. And I used to be really resentful of that. And I used to be really pissed because I was like, why? Why me? Why do I have to be the one that gives everything up? Right? Why do I have to live alone a lot of the time when I always pictured the white picket fence and the man that works 9 to 5 and all of the babies and all of these things that I wanted that I thought I did. And I married someone who wants to be doing his own thing too. And then I realized that actually makes us really powerful. And we're a power couple and we're actually better together because we are whole and complete on our own. We are both filled up. We are both living our purpose. We are both focused on our own things. And then we get to come together and we're even better together. And we get to amplify the good that is going on. We get to celebrate each other and support each other. And we know what it's like to miss each other. Like, this is the kind of shit that movies are written about when you're in a long distance relationship. It's the kind of stuff that you see it in all the Nicholas Sparks movies. You see it all over TV. It's like the cute, homecoming and the reuniting and the cute text messages and like the things that he does to make her smile and the things that she does to make him smile. It's like the shit that people want, and we have it. So instead of resenting the fact that we're long distance, instead of resenting the fact that you don't get to have the normal life, whatever the hell that even means, that other women are getting to have, why don't you focus on the things that are great about the long distance, about how you are able to focus on yourself, how you are able to run your own business and do the damn thing. And then you get to come together, and the time we do have together is even freaking better. Like, it is next level good. Because we know what it's like to miss each other. We know what it's like to be apart. So when we're together, we make the most of it, right? How freaking powerful. So we do our own thing, number one. We both do, and we support each other in it. He doesn't get pissed about me running my business and having my own thing. I can't get pissed about him being in the military, doing his own thing. Oh, I'm so glad you guys are loving this. Shannon, Chloe, Olivia, yes. So it's amazing. We support each other in that. We celebrate each other. And it gives us something else to talk about besides like, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good. What did you eat today? Oh, I had chicken and rice again today. Oh, cool. I'm going to go to bed now. And it's like this super mundane conversation. We're able to talk about the celebrations and the wins and the things that we're doing that are great. the things that we're doing that are amazing, you know, and we're able to talk about our struggles together and help each other through it. And it truly does. I mean, of course, that it doesn't equate to like, oh, fire, but that does create a deeper connection between us, and we're whole and complete on our own, and better, even more so together. That does trickle into and ripple into our sex life and everything as well. So number 2, we talk as often as we can to stay up to date, but we also give each other space. So this is dependent. I mean, deployment is obviously very different, and depending on where your husband is deployed to, that can look very different. Maybe you don't even have the opportunity to talk, but he knows that talking to me is a priority. I have actually worked with women before where their man doesn't like talking on the phone, so they just don't call. And I don't think that that's okay, and Joe doesn't think that that's okay. God, I can't wait for him to come home and we can start our relationship podcast. But at the end of the day, he knows that talking means a lot to me. He knows that him checking in on me means a lot to me. He knows that a quick phone call, even if it's 5 minutes, is going to make me smile. He knows that a quick FaceTime once a week is going to make me really happy. And so he does it because I've told him that, right? He knows my love language. My love language is words of affirmation. He knows that words mean a lot to me. Now, sometimes he forgets, and I have to remind him. He's human just like anyone else, just as I am. But he doesn't just say, because he hates talking on the phone. He doesn't necessarily want to talk on the phone. But our entire relationship, I've loved talking on the phone. I love to gab. Obviously, I'm here on live video. And so he talks to me and he calls me. He makes it a priority to make sure that he checks in with me. And I do the exact same thing. I make sure I'm checking in with him. I make sure that even if it's a quick, hey, I'm thinking about you text, or good morning, I love you, or oh my gosh, I miss you, I can't wait to feel what it's like again to roll over and see you laying next to me when we wake up in the morning, or I can't wait for our scones and coffee dates on Saturday mornings, whatever it might be, I'm telling him that I'm thinking about him, so that even though it might not be this long drawn out conversation, and even though it might not be something crazy, it does bring us closer, because it's just that little reminder that that person's thinking about you. And you have to give what you want to receive. So if I want to receive those kinds of messages and I want to get phone calls, I do the same thing for him. So this can happen even if you are not long distance, right? If you're a man and you work opposite schedules, could you leave him like a little love note somewhere, right? Could you make his coffee in the morning and make sure that it's ready to go for when he wakes up, even though you're already gone to work for the day? What are the little things you can do to reignite the fire in your relationship? So often I hear women say, well, we've been together forever and like we just end up being roommates, or like it doesn't matter, or like we're not trying anymore. And you become so comfortable with each other, which is beautiful. But at the end of the day, it's the little things that made you fall in love with them in the first place. It's the little things that gave you that little bit of butterflies every now and again. And it doesn't matter if you've been together 1 year, 10 years, 25 years. I mean, my parents still do this shit, that it still is reigniting the fire in your relationship. Like, you still deserve to feel loved and valued, and these cute little like moments together. It doesn't matter that you've been together forever. In fact, your husband and you should know each other so deeply that you know the things that will get them going. You know the things that will mean a lot to them. Joe knows if he comments on a video, which he didn't, if he comments on a photo, he knows that that means a lot to me. And so it's those little things, like what are the little things that I can do? I know that a sexy picture is going to get him all freaking hot and bothered and excited. Do I necessarily love taking sexy photos of myself alone in my apartment? Not necessarily. I'm working on it. I really am. But it's just something I feel like awkward about, taking selfies like that. But at the same time, like, I know that that means a lot to him. Therefore, I do it anyway. I get uncomfortable. I do the damn thing. So that brings us to topic number 3 within the 5. Stay open and vulnerable. Stay open and vulnerable. Make sure you are fully expressed even when you are apart. It is so often that I see these incredible women business owners. I get it. I'm the same way, where we just zip ourselves up and we don't express emotions because emotions are bad. Emotions make us weak. We need to be strong and pulled together and independent. And our man needs to know that we don't need him, that we got our shit together, and that we are good to go. Okay? That is not the case. I do agree in the fact of, especially when your husband is deployed, and especially when you're living on your own and your man is far away, and even when you're living in the same house, like, you do need to have a sense of independence and a sense of strength. We shouldn't be like, dripping on their every word and like waiting for them, all of the time, and just saying, I can't survive without you, because that's a little needy, right? We don't want that, even though I'm sure that some of us would like to be that way, myself included. But the independence and the strength is a must. It's something that we have to do. We have to cultivate that. But at the same time, If he doesn't even see you waver at all, if you're like so zipped up that you've got all your shit together all of the time, where does he fit into that? And I see this happen a lot with friends where their husbands come home from deployment and they're so independent that their man doesn't have a space, and then they are disconnected. There's no fire there because they're both trying to be the masculine energy. They're both trying to be the man, and you end up rivaling each other and you end up fighting instead of coming together as one, right? So yes, be strong, be independent, keep your shit together sometimes. There are plenty of times, like they say, a distracted soldier is a dead soldier. So there are times where I'm losing my shit, and I don't tell Joe every single time. But there are other times where I do need to share with him what's actually going on and how I'm feeling. If I'm feeling not valued, if I'm feeling distant from him, if I'm feeling disconnected, I share that with him. I share, here's how I'm feeling. And then we figure out a solution from there together, because he doesn't know what's going on inside of my head unless I tell him. Right? So for so many of you who, even where your man lives at home, you're saying things like, I'm disconnected in my sex life. You know, we're so monotonous. Like, it's just so boring. I'm not feeling the fire anymore. I'm feeling really disconnected. We don't even have sex anymore. Okay, well then what the hell are you going to do about it? Because you can either settle there and you can stay there, which I watch happen for some people, and it makes my heart break. Or you can say, you know what, I don't want to stay here. I don't think we have to stay here. I know what else is possible because I've seen it for other people, and I'm going to choose to do something differently. Choose to do something differently. And the first thing you can do is have an open and vulnerable conversation with your man. Because I can almost freaking guarantee you, if you are feeling that way, he is feeling the same way. And you more so are going to be able to open up just a little bit more so than he might be. Right? As women, our feelings are one of our greatest superpowers. We feel so deeply. And if we bring that to him in a conversation, and not like just, you know, blubber up and cry all over him, because then he's going to be like, oh my God, what did I do wrong? What's happening? But more so in a way of like, listen, this is an awkward conversation. I feel vulnerable here. I feel open. I feel very transparent. This is scary for me. But here's how I'm feeling. Here's what's going on for me. And I just feel like I'm craving more fire with us together. I believe in the potential of us. I want to, you know, try new things, or I would love to do this, or I would love to, like Kara said, you know, have sex multiple times a day. Let's start a challenge. Like, let's have fun again. Let's roll around again together. Let's just not make it so that sex is this quick bang and we're out, but it's more of this deep spiritual, sensual experience that you're fully loving, you're fully invested in. And it doesn't have to be like that all the time. I get it. Quickies need to happen. The kids got to get fed. You've got to get to work. Like, shit's going on in your business. You've got a coaching call in 20 minutes, whatever. But how can you share openly and vulnerably with him? And that is what will start reigniting that fire. Like, in all honesty, you guys, men experience life through us as females. Men experience life through the way we are open and vulnerable. And when we are open and fully expressed, they're able to come in and be a part of that. But if we're closed off and we're tight and we're going like this all of the time, and we're just trying to be strong and independent and keep it all together, they don't know how to handle that. They don't know how to experience life through that. So I'm not saying be open, vulnerable every single day to the fact of like always telling him how you feel, because men don't fully understand our feelings anyway. They don't think that way. It's like speaking Chinese to them. But at the same time, how can you be more open, more expressed, more vulnerable? I talked about this last night. I'm going to touch on this, and then we're going to go to number 4, and I'm going to read these comments. But stop projecting what happened in your previous relationships on your current relationship, right? So many times, and you guys, I'm so guilty of this. Joe and I literally fought about this right before he left, and then we had to resolve it, and I literally had to bury it, and I'm never allowed to bring it up again, but very transparently. But I was cheated on in my previous relationship. Total asshole of a guy. Cheated on. So I had trust issues, okay? I had trust issues. Joe and I have been together a very long time. This was a guy right before Joe and I got back together and ended up getting married. And with this guy, I used to always think like, well, Joe's going to cheat on me. Like, that's just what happens in relationships. Like, men are cheaters. What, you know, they're all cheaters. They all suck. And I was projecting what had happened in a previous relationship on my current relationship, therefore keeping myself closed off, right? Everything was closed off and quiet. And I wasn't open to receiving love and pleasure and experience with him. So I had to figure out, what did I need to forgive in my own head and my own past? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to release? And sometimes it's not just letting it go completely, because your past does It made you who you are today. It matters. But like, put it in a box. That is a separate relationship. If your man hasn't done anything to prove to you that he's going to cheat on you, why are you constantly walking around living in fear, thinking that he's going to cheat on you? Like, you have no reasoning to believe that. He is a completely different person. And Joe told me, he's like, it breaks my heart and it kills me when you're constantly thinking that I'm going to cheat on you when I've never done anything but be loyal to you and but create trust with you. And he's like, it feels like we have to start over every single time we have this conversation, and it feels like I'm doing something wrong. We cannot walk around projecting what's happened to us in our previous relationships on our current relationship. Give him a chance to be the knight in shining armor that your heart had been searching for. Give him the chance to be the incredible, incredible man that you dreamed of when you were a little girl. Give him a chance to do those things until he proves otherwise, okay? I just know that you have to be open and vulnerable with him. You have to be a human and be a woman, right? You have to be a freaking woman. It's your powerhouse. We as women are literally game changers. And if we're closed off, we're blocking one of our greatest power sources, which is our feelings, okay? All right, what is everyone else saying over here? Let's see. Oh my God, so many good comments. Yes, so true. Love having your own purposes. Exactly. Good morning, Brittany. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Knowing each other's love language and keeping that communication game strong. Exactly. My husband gets nervous of having time separate. His ex-wife made him feel so horrible about it and left him lots. And I've tried to explain that I want time alone, not because I don't love him, but because I need to fill my fucking cup. Just trying to help him move through this. And that's a tough one. So maybe it's having this conversation. Maybe have him watch this video. Maybe don't bring it up yourself necessarily to say, like, you can't project that on me, because that can lead to a fight. So how can we approach the situation with love, right? With intention. Because I totally agree. I get that. Like, I have friends who have been cheated on many times, and they're like, but every other time we were apart, they cheated on me. So like, this man's probably going to do the same thing. And although it's not like an overnight, like, oh no, I'm just not going to project that onto my current relationship. It is like a, what do I need to heal to reframe that thought in my brain and that belief so that I can fully trust this man who has done nothing to prove that he is going to cheat on me. He's done nothing wrong, right? Celia, absolutely. I love spending time with him, but I'm a person that needs a little bit of space from time to time, even if it's just me sitting in another room reading. Totally. This topic is fire. Boudoir photos, Kara. I love that so much. Olivia, yay. I'm so happy you're loving this. Taylor, healthy to have her own goals and drive, but I still need him. 100%. And like, that's the hard thing I have. Like, this whole idea, listen, I am all about female empowerment, okay? Like, obviously, I work with females. I am, like, women to the T. Like, female is the future. I own a shirt that says it. I'm all about women, women, women. We are the powerhouses. Men respond to us, but we are, like, the magical ones. We are the light. We are the ones that draw them in. We are the ones that they slay dragons for. Like, that is incredible. But, like, the rise of the divine feminine also is the rise of the divine masculine. Like, it's this almost this death to patriarchy, but at the same time, like, but we need men at the same time. And like, I love my man, and I'm not saying I can, like, you know, yes, I'm a motherfucking woman, like Kesha would say, but at the end of the day, like, I still want my man around. Like, he still plays a role and a purpose in this world. So I'm definitely like female, but at the same time, I don't think it has to mean that like we can run the world and we don't need men, and like we don't want men, like, but we do. At the same time, like the human race would eventually, I mean, with technology and science these days, we could probably survive and like make babies without men, but at this time we pretty much need them to continue the human race. So Celia, yes, I went from an abusive ex-husband, then the next two were addicts. So I tried very hard to keep myself open from my current man because he's exactly what I asked the universe for and treats me like a freaking queen. I want to hug you. Oh my God, you are so strong. What a powerful story. What a powerful story. Shannon, exactly. You can't have one without the other. It's the whole polarity thing, you know, night and day, sun and moon, yin and yang, Shakti and Shiva. You've got man and woman. Like, it's all, we're all like dancing this polarity game together. Kara, yes, my husband was cheated on by his ex-wife, and he's compared me to her when he's angry, and it's soul crushing. Exactly how my husband feels. Yep, he knows this, and literally it comes out of his mouth and he crumbles into tears. Oh my God, my heart hurts. That is a big thing to overcome. I'm curious, is he open to like going to therapy or counseling or anything, or is he someone who kind of wants to work through it on his own? Just a total, you don't have to answer that if you don't want to, but just a thought. All right, number 4, be sassy, okay? Be sassy. The fire in your relationship, like stop being so zipped up all the time. Like be sassy, try new things, get creative, like have fun, get out of your comfort zone. One of the things Joe and I did together when he first left for deployment is we read one of our now favorite books together called Slow Sex, which you've heard me talk about it before if you've been hanging out with me here for a while. Literally a game changer. And we had conversations about it. We read the book together, we talked about it, we had conversations around it. It started a whole slew of like naughty texts and different situations and how are we gonna have sex when he comes home, and here's some different fun, like let's think about this, and what if we try this, and like ooh this, and we would start and have really good conversations that way. Sexy pictures, right? Be sassy, and it doesn't have to be slutty, like we have to get out of this mindset that it makes us a slut, which who even cares at the end of the day? I mean, why are sluts bad? But I mean, it's your man. Like freaking get sexy for him. Like allow yourself to come undone a little bit, come open a little bit. It doesn't have to be a full-on nude that you send in Snapchat like the kids used to do back in the day, right? It can be something that is sultry, that is sexy, that you're still like clothed, but just have fun. Try new things. Like start to see yourself in a different light. Right? This was so powerful. It's so liberating when you tap into your femininity and your sensuality and you just start to own it and you start to like kind of exude this and you start to open yourself up a little bit to it. It's incredible what happens. It's liberating. It is so liberating. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, well, once my boobs are perky again and once like my acne is finally gone and my hair's done again and my nails are good and it's like a good day where I'm feeling super skinny in my skinny mirror and, I finally lost those last 20 pounds. It doesn't have to be that way. Your man doesn't give a shit about it. He doesn't care. Someone just gave me an angry face. So sorry if someone's angry at me. Actually, I'm not really sorry because I don't know why you're angry. That's your own shit to deal with. But basically, as far as this goes, like your man doesn't care about the cellulite dimples on your butt. He isn't thinking about how your hair hasn't been bleached in over, 6 months. So dear God, your roots are awful. He doesn't care about when you're on top and your rolls are hanging out. He doesn't care. He is so not focused on that. Now, that doesn't mean stop taking care of yourself because girlfriend, you've got to take care of yourself. That has to be number one. If you're not feeding yourself properly, if you're not exercising, if you're not taking care of your body, if you're not working on yourself, not growing, not committed to being the best you can be, the confidence dies within you and you feel less desirable. Therefore, your man is as turned on because you're consistently, constantly judging your body. That's not okay. But stop waiting to have the perfect sex life and the perfect fiery relationship until you're finally rocking that six-pack that you've been waiting for 7 years now. Speaking from experience. I used to be the one that would like shimmy into bed with the lights off and like literally crawl under the covers and then take my clothes off to have sex. And like literally I've been trying to lose the same 20 pounds for it's been like a yo-yo for the last 4 or 5 years, okay? It's part of it. It's part of I'm committed to my own health. But the whole like roll thing in my stomach, like that's there. And I just have to get over it and stop waiting for that to be the reason that then we can finally have sex with the lights on. Like I had to allow myself to be seen, allowed myself to be vulnerable, allowed myself to come undone in that way. And it was extremely liberating. It was free. I felt lighter. I felt more turned on. And from that space, I make healthier decisions because I'm just always thinking about how can I feel my best? And therefore, that energy comes through as me looking my best, even when I might still have those last 10 pounds you've been trying to lose, right? So important. So read a sexy book together, start sexy conversations. If the photos aren't your jam yet, that's okay. I love Kara's idea of a boudoir shoot. Maybe he can take those with him, whatever that might be. This is incredible. Be sassy. Have fun. Have fun. Like, even if your man lives at home, maybe you text him in the morning and you say something about how you can't wait to get home later and what you're going to be wearing. Or how you're not wearing underwear and just see what he says. I kid you not. It can be the smallest thing. And that just gets their mind turning and they are thinking. And that fire when you guys come together is like next level good. Have fun. Have fun in your marriage. It doesn't have to feel like this law thing. It doesn't have to feel like, well, this is just how it goes. It can be fun and sassy and fiery, but you have to choose to do things differently. Be sassy. Put on your sassy pants, babe. Exactly. Kara, he's open to it. I told him if he was worried or scared to go alone, I would go with him, but he might be able to open up more without me there. 100%. Yeah, I definitely would say like at first maybe he goes alone because there are things like it's just like how we feel like we have to keep things zipped up in together. I think a lot of times our guys feel like that, just the way that they've been raised and the conditioning and the stories and the beliefs and the society and what it tells us. And So I think when they can get alone with someone to talk, that's not the wife that because they want to be their best for us. They want to see us happy. They don't want to see us hurt. They don't want to, project that onto us. So sometimes it's good to have them talk to someone else, and then you guys can go together down the road and grow together in that way. I love that so much. Taylor, yes, taking care of yourself makes you feel amazing, and you can show up so much better for him. Totally, totally. Okay, number 5, plan something together for when he comes home or when you guys are together again, right? Plan something. So for Joe and I, we're going to Jamaica in March. Woo, yay. We're finally going on a honeymoon after 7 years because we're finally choosing us, and we're not going home to see our families, even though we love them. We told them, if you want to see us, you can come visit us. We are not coming home when Joe comes home from deployment. We've done that for the last couple deployments. We've done that every single time Joe's gotten a vacation in the military for the last 6 years. This time, we're choosing us. We're being a team, a united front, and we are going to Jamaica for a honeymoon. Yay. So excited. So we talk about it all the time. We talk about all the different fun things we're going to do, the things that we're going to do out in public, the things we're not going to do in public, the things that, the swimsuits we're going to wear and the drinks we're going to have and how we can't even wait. And we always just picture it. And it gives us this vision to focus on together. And it gives us this thing to talk about that we have to look forward to. Okay. Yes, I'm all about live in the moment and all of these things. But at the same time, have fun, planning your future together. Have fun, trying new things together. Have fun traveling together and creating adventure and creating fun. So for us, talking about Jamaica gets us really excited. It gives us this common thing to talk about that gets us a little giddy, like little kids, we get to go on vacation, yay, yay, yay. And here's all the things we're going to do. And we can't even wait. And that has been a really fun way for us to keep the fire alive, for us to keep conversation flowing, for us to be able to have something to look forward to make the time go by a little bit faster because we have something to look forward to, right? Does anyone else have any questions as we wrap up here? Celia said, I currently live in Houston. He lives in San Antonio. We travel to see each other on the weekends. That is a far drive, huh? We travel to see each other on the weekends as much as we can. I love that you guys make such a priority to see each other, and that's a huge thing, right? It's all about making it a priority. Relationships aren't easy. It's not perfect. It's not seamless. It's not effortless. Relationships take work. Marriage takes work. But you have to make it a priority if you want things to be different. You have to make it a priority if you want things to be different. It's the same way I feel about when people tell me, oh, well, I want to work with you and I'll work with you one day. I'm waiting for the money, or I'm manifesting the money, or I'm meditating on the money. And I'm like, okay, I don't really know what that means. You don't just wake up one day and say, oh, I have an extra $1,000 in my bank account today. I'm going to hire a coach. That's not how it works. Same thing in your relationship. Another angry face. You guys. Another, with what am I trying to say? Oh, if you're saying I don't have time to have sex, or I don't have time to go on a date night with my spouse, or I don't have time or energy to do this, well, then make it a priority. If you just are waiting to wake up one day and say, wow, I have all the time in the world now, let's have sex, or wow, I have an extra 30 minutes in my schedule, let's have a quick date night in the kitchen, that's not how it works. If you get an extra $1,000 or if you get an extra 30 minutes, it's going to go to whatever it needs to go to in that moment. It doesn't say oh, finally I can hire that coach, or oh, finally we can have sex, let's go have it. No, it's going to go to oh my God, I get 30 extra minutes of sleep tonight. Or oh gosh, perfect, I can finally pay off part of that credit card bill. That's how it works. You have to stop waiting for things to be different and start choosing for things to be different. What has to shift? What has to change? Stop waiting for your man to be the one that initiates something. Stop waiting for your man to be the one to bring up the conversation. Take the freaking power back, girlfriend. You're a motherfucking queen, and bring it up. If you are feeling it, I can almost guarantee he's feeling it too. And so what can you do? You can be open, you can be expressed, you can be vulnerable, and you can share. Here's what I'm feeling. I would love for us to start, having more conversations about this. Or I would love for us to try new things. Or I would love for us to, create new guidelines moving forward, or create newness moving forward. What needs to shift? What needs to change? Have a conversation and open dialogue about it. That means you're also open to him sharing his opinions. This is not just you talking at him. It's you talking with him. Right? And maybe if he's not open to that yet, I've talked to many women who they're like, my man's not even open to that. Then what can you start doing differently? How can you show up differently to start reigniting some fire, to start reigniting some passion? Can you be more in tune with your goddess? Can you be more in tune with your femininity, your sensuality, and be more aware of how you're showing up? being more aware of the energy that you're exuding, being more aware of how you're talking about yourself and how you're talking about the way that you feel and the way that you look, and stop focusing so much on like, God damn this cellulite. Here it is again. I'm so pissed at this cellulite. Like, stop talking about that, because then everyone's just focused on your cellulite and like no one actually cares. We all have cellulite. It's part of life, right? Your man's not looking at it when you're standing in these cute little cheeky underwear in the bathroom brushing your teeth. He's looking at you. It's like I told the girls the other night in my Becoming Sovereign class. I was like, what if you just started to like treat your body and treat yourself the way you wish that he would treat it? And you just started to see what that did to inspire him. Not in the way of like, oh, I hope that this will make him do this, but in the way of, I want to start taking care of me, and I want to start honoring myself and experiencing life the best way that I can. And so I'm going to do the things that I hope that he will do, right? And I want him to start seeing me a little bit different. So what can I do for that to happen? How can I reignite this? Maybe it's not wearing the same ratty ass pajamas you've been wearing for the last 10 years you've been together to bed all the time. Maybe on Saturdays you can do whatever you got to do if you don't want to part with them. But like, can you wear something a little bit more? Like maybe it's just like a satin nightgown. That's it. One thing you can change. Or maybe instead of just like, rushing out of the shower and into the bed really quick, maybe it's like taking time to have some oils or some body cream and like rubbing and massaging it into your skin. And you're leaving the door open so he can see you. And you're there, and maybe you're in like a baggy t-shirt and some cute underwear, and you're just like rubbing this lotion into your body. You're not asking for anything there. You're just being you, right? You're just honoring yourself. It feels good to honor yourself like that. So if you can do something so small and he catches you out of the corner of his eye, he's like, oh, what's happening? Who is she right now? Right? Because you're in your goddess. You're in your feminine. You are in your natural state. And that is ultimately like they are drawn to that. It doesn't mean they're not also turned on by you getting shit done, girlfriend. I am masculine as all masculine get out. I can get shit done. I run a business. I have to be a businesswoman by day. But I also get to be a woman 98% of the other time. I also get to be a woman at night, right? And that is what allows us to keep the fire alive, is me being a woman and me being able to let that be seen and not being afraid of being seen. Shannon says, my friend Aubrey always says, stop talking about my friend like that whenever someone talks negatively about themselves. Ooh, I love that. Stealing that. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. So thank you guys so much for being here today. I truly hope that this helped. From the fire that has been going on in the comments, I feel like it was helpful, so that makes me so freaking happy. If you have more questions about this, post it in the comments. Let me know. I would love to be able to see what else I can riff on for you guys, what else we can dig into together. If you are wanting more, I do have coaching consultation spots open for next week if we want to explore one-on-one coaching together. I also have something I'm launching at the end of the month, and I'm super excited about it. But that being said, my coaching consultations are 60 minutes. $99 for that hour we'll spend together. I will coach you on whatever topic you want to be coached on. It is jam-packed full of value. We will actually work through something together. We will try on coaching, see how it feels for you, see if we're a good fit energy-wise, talk about what next steps could look like. But if that is also, if you're nervous about it, this is a great kind of way to try it on and just see what it's like. So I don't just talk at you the whole time. It is definitely more of a coaching conversation where you're sharing what's going on and we are talking about it together and figuring out a next best step, or figuring out what your plan can be afterwards, whatever that might look like together. So message me if you do want to take one of those few spots that I have next week. And until next time, have the most fabulous freaking Friday. Happy weekend. I hope you guys have the most high vibes and good things going on this weekend. I will see you guys back on another Facebook Live next week. I don't know when, but I'll see you guys on a Facebook Live. Have the most amazing day. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.